नमस्कार, इंकलाब टीवी चैनल में आपका स्वागत है।
Good afternoon, friends. I welcome you all to this curtain raiser event on 6th International Conference on Pharmaceutical and Medical Device Sector, which is going to be held on 25th and 26th of February and 1st and 2nd of March in New Delhi. To brief us on the conference, we have with us Honorable Minister for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Shri D.B. Sadanand Gowda ji, Minister of State for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Shri Mansukh Mandviya ji. Welcome to both the ministers. I also welcome Secretary Pharmaceutical, Ms. S. Aparna ji, MD and CEO Invest India, Shri Deepak Bagla ji, Deputy Secretary General FICCI, Shri Manav Mazumdar. Friends, the format of today's event is first opening remarks by Shri Deepak Bagla, followed by remarks by the Secretary. Then we will release a brochure regarding this particular event, and then Honorable MOS and subsequently the Minister will address the media. Lastly, we will take some questions from you. My request to keep your mobile phones in the silent mode, please. Over to Shri Deepak Bagla for initial comments.
Thank you. Good afternoon. The Honorable Minister Shri D.V. Sadanand Gowda, the Honorable Minister for Union for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Shri Mansukh Mandviya, the Honorable Minister of State for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Ma'am Ms. Aparna, the Secretary for Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India, Mr. Dhatwalia, and Mr. Manu Majumdar. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. It's a very important afternoon. And the reason why we are all here is to introduce to you the 6th International Conference on Pharmaceutical and Medical Device Sector. And the reason why it is important because it is one of the best testimonies of the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister of an Atmanirbhar Bharat. An India which builds on its own strengths and partners with the world to create the best, not just for itself, but for the entire world. And you know the success of these sectors, what has happened within this sector and how we've reached out to over 200 countries across the world in the dire straits and times of need. Let me just share with you a few statistics from Invest India itself. And sir, thank you very much for giving Invest India the opportunity to partner in such an interesting and important event. At Invest India, we have a special team to handhold each and every investor who comes into India and even domestic investors. As we speak, this dedicated team is handholding 1,267 business requests from across 47 countries. This is the largest we have from any sector to show you the testimony and the importance of where this sector is and how it has positioned India globally. And as we speak, 140 companies from 21 countries are at an advanced stage of their plans to be putting up their investments in India. There is a lot happening in this sector, and we have to thank the Honorable Prime Minister, and we have to thank the Minister and Madam Secretary for taking the entire initiative to create this momentum in this very important sector. I must say that this event will not just showcase, but it will also strengthen, and it will also celebrate the strengths of India. What we've seen in the past few days and weeks and months is a huge interest created by the very successful PLI policies, which you will hear of a little later. And one of the primary reasons for success of these policies is because they were done in a very consultative manner, where our respective ministers and Madam Secretary had deep and extensive consultations with the private sector and the industry to make it happen, and that is where you're seeing the huge success of it. We'll have a CEO roundtable, which will be headed by the Honorable Union Prime Minister. We'll have the theme conferences on R&D and innovation, on market access, on affordable healthcare, very important where India and the world is concerned, and supply chain management. And with that is about the 6 special parks being set up, both for medical devices and pharmaceuticals included. And what happens in this is that entire MSME segment of the investors and the producers and the entrepreneurs are the ones which will be able to use it on a quick plug-and-play model. We also have the international drug regulators meet, very, very critical. The startup session and the technology session is going to showcase the strength of India's entrepreneurs and their frugal innovation. It is very, very critical. And a lot of ease of doing business initiatives which have happened in the government during this lockdown before and now which are planned going forward are the ones which are going to further catalyze this entire active. You all remember that even during the COVID, India's MSMEs stood up. And at a time on the 30th of March when we had virtually no PPEs, to a time 100 days later when we are now one of the top 3 PPE producers in the world. All kudos to the minister and his entire team for making it happen, and also, most importantly, to the entrepreneurial zeal of India and their frugal innovation strengths. We will also have the big session on The Future Is Now, and the session on India MedTech Future, Innovate and Make in India through Global Alliance. This R&D and innovation is the crux of our strength. And this is also going to showcase the future of how India is going to position itself and help the entire world and retain our position as being one of the top providers of solutions in this line. So with that, I welcome you all. And as starting on the 25th of February, we go for 4 days to showcase, to strengthen, and to celebrate India's strength in one of the most important Atmanirbhar initiatives and Atmanirbhar sector of the government and India. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Baglaji. Thank you very much. Now I invite Madam to brief the media, please.
Good afternoon. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the curtain raiser of the 6th edition of the International Conference on Pharmaceuticals and Medical Devices sector. We are very encouraged and thankful for the presence of the friends from the media here today. We are honored to have our Honorable Union Minister for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Shri D.V. Sadanand Gowda ji. Thank you, sir, for your presence. And Honorable Minister of State, Independent Charge for Shipping, and Minister of State for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Shri Mansukh Mandavia ji with us. Thank you, sir, for being here. I take this opportunity to also welcome our partners, FICCI, represented here by Mr. Manav, and Invest India, represented here by the CEO, Mr. Bagla, to this program. As all of us know, there is heightened attention towards the healthcare, not only in India, but globally. And Indian pharmaceuticals and medical devices sectors have demonstrated very significantly their capacity to respond to challenges and opportunities with quick, scaled up, cost-effective, and innovative solutions ranging from repurposed drugs, diagnostics, PPE kits, testing kits, to vaccines, leveraging our existing strengths. It would therefore not be out of place to mention here in brief the industry's strengths. The Indian pharmaceutical industry is the 3rd largest globally by volume, producing over 500 different APIs and over 60,000 generics across 60 therapeutic categories. It is a huge range. It's currently valued at $41.11 billion USD, and the industry aspires to reach a size of $130 billion USD by 2030, which is just 9 years away, less than a decade. Apart from providing affordable medicines, for which India is known as the pharmacy of the world, it is also an innovative and cost-effective industry playing a very key role in the global supply chain of drugs. India exported about 20.6 billion worth of pharmaceutical products to over 200 countries in FY 1920. That is almost 50% of the size of the sector. and it supplies about 40% of the generic demand in the US, 25% of all medicines in the UK, and about 50% of the global demand for vaccines. And we are confident that production, exports, and innovation are all set to grow with the ongoing diversification of the global supply chains. It is in this context that we would like you to cast your eye on the proposal and the plans for the international conference. The medical device industry, with a current size of about 11 billion USD, is also seen as a sunrise industry. It has the potential to grow to USD 50 billion by 2025, that is about 4 to 5 years down the line. And although India currently imports a large proportion of the high-end medical devices, particularly cancer diagnostics, medical imaging, ultrasonic scans, etc., this also means that there is a great opportunity in an untapped sector to build our domestic capacities. And that is why the Government of India is supporting the pharma and medical devices sectors with unprecedented outlay of about rupees 28,760 crore, the majority of which is for the PLI schemes for the industry, focusing on enhancing manufacturing capabilities, building resilience to external shocks, as we saw in March last year, and promoting integration to the global value chain over the next 5 to 7 years. This is the horizon that the department is looking at. Within this overall approach for attracting, facilitating industry growth and investment, a project development cell has also been created to coordinate across departments, undertake outreach, and facilitate investors. This was mentioned by my colleague, Mr. Bagla, also recently. The department continues to consult extensively with all segments of the industry, including the large Indian players, global pharma companies operating in India, our MSMEs, to ensure that our policies, our schemes, our programs, our initiatives are in line with the industry need. And we are grateful for the leadership of the Honorable Minister and the Honorable MOS in this regard. The proposed Indian Pharma 2021, India Medical Device 2021, and the Global Investor Summit over a 4-year period offers for us yet another opportunity to bring together ideas, initiatives on policy, financing, investment, and regulatory issues. As has been mentioned, there will also be an international regulators meet during the 4-day event. As we are still recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic, and it is necessary to remain safe, the event is proposed to be organized virtually, in the virtual format. We are very confident and we are hopeful that the planned themes and topics for technical deliberations involving industry, regulators, and policy planners will help us to achieve the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, which has been mentioned here, in the true sense of making in India and making for the world, as has been envisioned by the Honorable Prime Minister. I would also like to acknowledge here the sustained hard work being invested into the preparations by both FICCI as well as Invest India under the leadership of our Honorable Minister and our Honorable MOS. I look forward to the support from the friends in the media in highlighting the event, which is going to be held from 25th February to March 2nd, the key deliberations during the events, and the intended outcomes. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I will request the ministers and the dignitaries on the dais to release the brochure, please. Sir. Big one, मंत्री जी के पास भी है सर. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I'll request the Honorable Minister of State to address the media, please. Sir.
सभी पत्रकार बंधुओं को मेरी ओर से नमस्कार। इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन फार्मास्यूटिकल्स एंड मेडिकल डिवाइसेस 2021 के कर्टन रेजर के अवसर पर आप सब लोगों को मैं हार्दिक स्वागत भी करता हूँ, बधाई भी देता हूँ। दोस्तों, मोदी जी कई बार कहते हैं कि कई आपत अवसर लेके आती है, और आत्म भारत के माध्यम से कोविड क्राइसिस को कैसे अवसर में हमें बदलना है, उसके लिए ये इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस एक महत्वपूर्ण साबित होगी। क्योंकि जब कोविड क्राइसिस शुरू हुई और सारे दुनिया में लॉकडाउन था, दुनिया के पास मेडिसिन का प्रोडक्शन नहीं था, ऐसी स्थिति में सारी दुनिया हिंदुस्तान से एक्सपेक्ट कर रही थी, और उस वक्त प्रोटोकॉल तय हो रहा था कि कोविड के लिए कौन सी मेडिसिन कारगर होगी, और उसमें कल आज भी हाइड्रोक्सीक्लोरोक्विन एक इम्पोर्टेंट मेडिसिन थी। सारी दुनिया की डिमांड हिंदुस्तान के प्रति थी। हाइड्रोक्सीक्लोरोक्विन, एजिथ्रोमाइसिन, पैरासीटामोल जैसी मेडिसिन कोविड क्राइसिस के दरमियान हमारे हिंदुस्तान की फार्मा इंडस्ट्रीज़ ने, और मोदी जी की सोच, मोदी जी कभी टोकन नहीं सोचते, वो टोटल सोचते हैं, और टोटल सोच से देश की भी रिक्वायरमेंट फुलफिल हुई, और 120 से ज़्यादा कंट्री को हिंदुस्तान मेडिसिन दे पाया। उससे फ़ायदा यह हुआ कि सारी दुनिया में हिंदुस्तान की एक मेडिसिन डिप्लोमेसी भी बनी, और दुनिया ने सराहना भी की। मुझे बताते हुए खुशी हो रही है कि 48 कंट्री ने ट्वीट किया, या तो मोदी जी को प्रत्यक्ष कॉल करके कंट्री हेड ने मोदी जी को थैंक यू कहा था। ये हमारी फार्मा इंडस्ट्रीज़ की ताकत है और गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी का ये परिणाम है। दोस्तों, मुझे बताते हुए खुशी हो रही है कि ऐसी स्थिति में दुनिया ने हिंदुस्तान की मेडिकल डिप्लोमेसी को सराहा ही नहीं, लेकिन आफ्टर कोविड के बाद आज ये इंडस्ट्रीज और आगे कैसे बढ़े, उसके लिए यही प्लेटफॉर्म पर हम लोगों ने एक बार मेडिकल डिवाइस और बल्क ड्रग के लिए एक पीएलआई स्कीम डिक्लेयर की थी। 14,000 करोड़ की पीएलआई स्कीम के माध्यम से केवल हम फॉर्मुलेशन में ही वर्ल्ड लीडर हो ऐसा नहीं, हम एपीआई में भी, इंटरमीडिएट में भी वर्ल्ड, हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट हमें देश में ही पूरी होनी चाहिए। 53 ऐसे एपीआई थे जो हमें इंपोर्ट करना पड़ता था, और उसके आधार पर फॉर्मुलेशन बनते थे। आत्मनिर्भर भारत के तहत हिंदुस्तान में ही 53 एपीआई का प्रोडक्शन हिंदुस्तान में ही हो, उसके लिए जो पीएलआई स्कीम निकाली गई उसमें बहुत अच्छा उसका नतीजा निकला, बहुत अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स मिला। 83 कंपनी ने अप्लाई किया और उसमें 215 एप्लीकेशन आई। वैसे ही मेडिकल डिवाइस अगले दिनों में $50 बिलियन का मार्केट होना है 25 तक। तो ऐसी स्थिति में मेडिकल डिवाइस पर हम इंपोर्ट पर कैसे, कितने समय तक डिपेंडेंट रहेंगे? हिंदुस्तान में ही मेडिकल डिवाइस का प्रोडक्शन हो, उसके लिए भी पीएलआई स्कीम में व्यवस्था की गई। 4 मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क देश में लगाना है, और 3 बल्क ड्रग पार्क, बल्क ड्रग पार्क 1,000 करोड़ रुपीस, ऐसा प्लानिंग किया गया, और आज अच्छी तरह से उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की ओर हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। ये सब जो एफर्ट हुआ है उसका नतीजा इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के माध्यम से दुनिया आज इंडिया में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहती है। सारी दुनिया की ओर से इंडिया का अप्रोच बढ़ा है, और इंडिया में आके फार्मा सेक्टर में वो एफडीआई लेके आए, इंडिया में फार्मा सेक्टर में इन्वेस्टमेंट करें और हम आत्मनिर्भरता के ओर आगे बढ़े। हिंदुस्तान में ही फॉर्म एपीआई से इंटरमीडिएट से सॉल्ट केमिकल्स टू इंटरमीडिएट टू एपीआई टू फॉर्मुलेशन की सारी चैनल इंडिया में ही बने और दुनिया में हम फार्मा सेक्टर में हमारा कंट्रीब्यूशन बढ़ा सके, इस उद्देश्य से इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस का आयोजन किया गया है। मेरी अपेक्षा है कि उसमें बहुत अच्छा हमें रिजल्ट मिलना है। जैसा हिंदुस्तान ने दुनिया को मेडिसिन सप्लाई की थी और हम वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की भावना से काम करते हैं। हिंदुस्तान की परंपरा रही है, हम अपने घर के द्वार पर लाभ शुभ लिखते हैं। केवल लाभ की बात नहीं करते, हम शुभ की भी बात करते हैं। हमारा कल्याण हो लेकिन दूसरे का भी कल्याण होना चाहिए। इस भाव से देश की भी रिक्वायरमेंट पहले फुलफिल करके दुनिया को हम कैसे मदद कर सके, ये दुनिया के आज के दिन में मोदी जी के प्रति, हिंदुस्तान के प्रति अपेक्षा भी बन रही है और हिंदुस्तान उसके लिए खड़ा भी हो चुका है और अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन भी कर रहा है। आपने देखा होगा हिंदुस्तान ने अपनी 2 वैक्सीन आज हिंदुस्तान ने बना ली है। 12 कंट्रीज को आज के दिन में हमने वैक्सीन दे दिया है। अगले दिनों में 30 कंट्रीज को हमें वैक्सीन देना है। दुनिया हमसे वैक्सीन की डिमांड कर रहा है और हिंदुस्तान में दुनिया के सबसे बड़ा वैक्सीनेशन प्रोग्राम भी चल रहा है। उसको देखते हुए फार्मा सेक्टर में हमें जो आगे बढ़ने की अपॉर्चुनिटी है, ये अपॉर्चुनिटी को एनकेज करने के लिए ये इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस हमारे लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण साबित होगी। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद सर। अब मैं रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं हमारे मिनिस्टर फॉर केमिकल्स एंड फर्टिलाइजर श्री डी.वी. सदानंद गौड़ा जी से कि वो हमें संबोधित करें।
Good afternoon to everybody. My colleague Shri Mansukh Bhai Mandaviya ji, my secretary Madam Aparna ji, the principal director, managed edition of India Pharma and India Medical Device, which will be scheduled on 25th, 26th February 2021 and 1st and 2nd March 2021. The Department of Pharmaceuticals conceptualized this platform in the year 2015. Within a very short time, it made remarkable upgradation as far as pharmaceutical department is concerned. The stature of these programs rise steeply in just 5 years. I am sure that the events of India Pharma and India Medical Device will facilitate to exchange ideas, to sensitize about new products and disruptive technologies, and lead to the exploration of possibilities of enhancement of trade, investment, and cooperation. This is especially critical as India has come under the global spotlight for healthcare following the onset of COVID-19. As rightly said by my colleague Mansukh Bhai ji, the Indian industry has shown its role as a reliable supplier of drugs and medical devices in the time of need. As per United Nations Conference on Trade and Development report, globally last year, there was a decline in FDI of 42%, while India was one of the only 2 countries seeing positive FDI growth. We continue to look towards strengthening the industry through various government initiatives and cooperation with industry stakeholders. For that, our Invest India and FICCI, they are taking the leading role and they are cooperating to a considerable extent so that our pharma sector will grow in an accelerated manner in the coming days. The first editions have witnessed phenomenal participation from the industry stalwarts of pharma and medical device sector. Last year we had in Gujarat. It was a wonderful event. I think recently, just because of COVID pandemic, we could not able to fulfill the entire aspirations, what all expressed in that big event. but we hope that that will yield results in the coming years. They have had thematic conferences, workshops by the World Health Organization, international drug regulatory sessions, and so on. With this addition, we are launching a unique component of providing a forum to global investors through a global investors meet. This is for the first time we are doing after 5 years of our successful events earlier. They are going to have a white paper also on that day that will be released. That is India Pharma Industry, Future is Now. Over the past years, India has witnessed several changes led by our dynamic Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to connect with several countries to boost business and trade relationships. The Make in India drive has been the central theme, and we feel that Make in India concept has given a big boost to the pharma sector also. Today, India's pharma and medical device industries have made us all proud by coming forward during the pandemic times. It is by no accident that pharmaceuticals are one of the top 10 attractive sectors for foreign investment in India, or that the FDI inflows in the pharmaceutical sector reached value of rupees 3,650 crores in the year 2019-20, a record growth, 98% year on year. India's medical device industry was also globally recognized for its contribution in the battle against COVID-19 pandemic through the supply of COVID-related medical device diagnostic kits. My colleague Mansukh Bhai Mandave was heading that team, and during that period, we could able to supply hydroxychloroquine for more than 120 countries as per their demand. India is a leading exporter and affordable generics and a major hub for medical device and diagnostics. India has been serving more than 200 plus countries with its pharma products and will continue to discharge our responsibilities. We intend to continue formulating plans that are based on sound science, technology, business sense, and ethics. We continue to strive to increase the ease of doing business in India, for which several measures have already been announced, and continue to support the domestic manufacturing through measures such as rupees 400 crore impetus given for creation of 4 world-class medical device parks and rupees 3,000 crore allocated for the creation of 3 major bulk drug parks. My secretary has already explained to which all areas that has been provided for the pharmaceutical department by the government. We all talking about 2 very high potential sectors of India in this event. The total market size of Indian pharma industry is expected to reach about $130 billion US by 2030. The medical device industry in India has the potential to grow about 28% per annum to reach about $50 billion by 2025. The Union Cabinet chaired by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has given its approval to introduce production-linked incentive scheme in pharmaceutical drugs for enhancing India's manufacturing capacities and enhancing exports. The Department of Pharmaceuticals for promotion of domestic manufacturing of critical key starting materials, drug intermediates, and active pharmaceutical ingredients has come out with production-linked incentive aiming to address the over-dependency on API imports from China, which has been brutally exposed during the period of COVID-19 pandemic. Under this scheme, which runs for 6 years, starting from the base year, that is 2019-20, financial incentives will be provided based on the sales of pharma manufacturers for 41 products covering all India's required 53 APIs. The total incentives earmarked for the scheme were 6,940 crores. This shows that the total push that we want to give to this pharma sector as decided by the Honorable Prime Minister. The introduction of PLI scheme for domestic manufacturing of medical device with an outlay of rupees 3,420 crores has also made major huge stride in the sector and is expected to continue to support further. Such interventions and incentives have played an instrumental role in realizing Honorable PM's clarion vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. While India will continue to strive to achieve and maintain a leadership position in manufacturing and supplying high-quality generic medicines and medical devices, we also need to look at how to improve access to medical care. This year, the India Pharma and India Medical Devices, we would like to deliberate upon strategies to help innovate and bring newer affordable therapies to the market and cement India's position as a truly world-class favored investment destination. With immense pleasure, I take this opportunity to once again welcome you all at the curtain raiser of this event and look forward to meeting the industry captains, India and international delegates, government officials, and I wish you a very successful India Pharma and India Medical Device 2021. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Friends, now we can take some questions. Okay, 45. Just you have the number placard, you have to raise.
Gaurav sir, namaskar. Here, left hand side. It's a very good initiative and very serious, important to hold the national conference, international conference. What I'm asking you, जो कंट्री पे अभी वैक्सीन को एक्सपोर्ट किया गया है, आर यू टेकिंग मनी फ्रॉम देयर कंट्री और इट इज फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट? फर्स्ट. द सेकंड क्वेश्चन इज ड्यूरिंग द Chinese import, it will be the continuation or it will be the stop? Thank you.
It's a good questions. देश में जो हमारी दो कंपनी है, एक सिमर और एक भारत बायोटेक्स, दो कंपनी की प्रोडक्शन क्षमता पर मंथ 8 करोड़ है. 8 करोड़ की क्षमता को पहले हमें यूज़ किया है हिंदुस्तान के लिए. हमारा हेल्थ मिनिस्ट्री हमें मंथली अपनी रिक्वायरमेंट का डाटा देती है कि एक महीने में हमें कितना डोज चाहिए, उसको पहले उसके लिए रखा जाता है. बाकी जो बचते हैं उसमें से हमने सबसे पहले हमारे पड़ोसी देश, फेल पड़ोसी देश को हमने वैक्सीनेशन आज के दिन में सप्लाई कर दिया है. और सेकंड स्टेज में हम पैसिफिक आइलैंड कंट्रीज़, कैरेबियन कंट्रीज़, ऐसे 30 कंट्रीज़ है, उसको सप्लाई करेंगे. आज तक हमने 62 लाख डोज हमने पड़ोसी देश को दिया है, फेल कंट्रीज़ को. अगले दिनों में हम 30 कंट्रीज़ को 17.5 लाख डोज, छोटे छोटे कंट्री है, कई कैरेबियन कंट्रीज़ है, पैसिफिक आइलैंड कंट्रीज़ है, अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज़ है, उसको भी हम बायोलेटरल कटसी रूट से देंगे, मदद करेंगे. उसके अलावा कई कंट्री का ऑर्डर कॉमर्शियल मिला है, उसको भी हम देने के लिए आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. स्टेप बाय स्टेप इंडिया का जो प्लान हेल्थ मिनिस्ट्री की ओर से हमें मिलते रहेंगे, उसको पहली प्रायोरिटी निकालते रहेंगे. और बाकी जो बाकी वैक्सीन है हम फॉरेन कंट्री को दे रहे हैं. उसके एक इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर हिंदुस्तान के प्रति लोगों की अपेक्षा भी बढ़ी है. बहुत कंट्री हिंदुस्तान के प्रति अप्रोच कर रहे हैं. उसमें से हम स्टेज बाय स्टेज पहले नियरेस्ट नेबरिंग कंट्री, बाद में बायोलेटरल हमारा जो कोऑपरेशन है और पैसिफिक और आइलैंड और कैरेबियन कंट्रीज और कॉमर्शियल मार्केटिंग के माध्यम से दुनिया को दे रहे हैं।
Practically, there is a small doubt in the mind of the people that you are just supplying COVID vaccines to the other countries, but why not you are not using priority on to the people of this country? Practically, the health department will give the clear picture. This much is required for us for this month. That much will be provided first. So total priority will be given for the Indian consumers first, and then it will be exported to other countries.
Friends, as you know, there is every day briefing by the Health Ministry on vaccination in the evening at 7 o'clock. And there is also a weekly briefing by the Health Ministry every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. So anything which concerns them, you can address it there. 157.
मनसुख जी, हिंदी में बात होती है तो बात समझ में भी आती है। वैसे I'll ask the question also in English for गौरा साहब। ये स्ट्रेंथ फार्मा में है, इसमें तो कोई कह नहीं सकता, बहुत सक्सेसफुल है। इंडिया इज फार्मा ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। स्ट्रेंथ आपका जो मेडिकल डिवाइस है, इसके बारे में बहुत दिनों से सुन रहे हैं, बट दिस स्ट्रेंथ इज नॉट पिकिंग अप। माय क्वेश्चन इज व्हाई दिस इज नॉट पिकिंग अप? इंपोर्ट लॉबी की वजह से तो ऐसा नहीं हो रहा। ये एक हो गया। एक और सवाल पूछ ही लेते हैं। आपका वो जो जेनेरिक्स का गवर्नमेंट का जो प्रोग्राम है, सस्ती दवाई, बहुत सक्सेसफुल है। अब सीईओ आपके जो हैं सचिन जी मित्र हैं, अब तक बहुत सक्सेसफुल है, लेकिन अभी मैं देख रहा हूँ कि उसका प्राइवेटाइजेशन हो रहा है। कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं होगा कि सरकारी मंडी जो जेनेरिक्स की है वो बंद हो जाएगी और ये प्राइवेट मंडी जो है फिर वैसा ही होने लगेगा? बस इतना ही सवाल है।
दोनों क्वेश्चंस आपका महत्वपूर्ण है। पहला क्वेश्चन है कि मेडिकल डिवाइस में हम कई दिनों से बात करते हैं लेकिन आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा है। उसका रीज़न है, आज तक इंटरनेशनल जब ग्लोबलाइजेशन हुआ उसके बाद जहाँ सस्ता मिले वहाँ से लेना, ये सारी दुनिया में 1990 से एक विषय बना ग्लोबलाइजेशन का। उसका कई अच्छे बुरे सब नतीजे आए। उसके बाद अभी दुनिया चल रही है आत्मनिर्भरता की ओर, और आज तक इंटरनेशनल कंपटीशन में इंडिया में मेडिकल डिवाइस बनाने की क्षमता नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं है। यहाँ स्किल पावर है, ब्रेन पावर है, मैन पावर है, सब है, लेकिन नहीं बनता था क्योंकि मार्केट में हमसे वो सस्ता हिंदुस्तान में डंप करते थे। तो हमने ये सारा प्राइस को एनालिसिस किया, जो इंडिया में मेडिकल डिवाइस आ रहे हैं उसके वहाँ यहाँ आने से क्या प्राइस गैप है, हमारे यहाँ क्यों सस्टेन नहीं होता है। उसके लिए PLI स्कीम हमने निकाली। वो PLI स्कीम हमने 10% मेडिकल डिवाइस में हम और उसके बीच में 10% का गैप था, तो हमने PLI स्कीम के माध्यम से उसको 10% दे दिया। तो बहुत कंपनी आगे आई बनाने के लिए अच्छी तरह से। 83 कंपनी ने, कुल 28 कंपनी ने पार्टिसिपेंट किया, अप्लाई किया, और अभी हम प्रायोरिटी के बेस पर हमने जो यहाँ एक सिस्टम बनाई है उसको गुणांक करके एक सिस्टम से उसको अलॉट करेंगे, तो इंडिया में मेडिकल डिवाइस बनना शुरू होगा। एक दूसरा, जेनेरिक मेडिसिन। जेनेरिक मेडिसिन आज आप देखो दुनिया में, अमेरिका में 4 टैबलेट 6 टैबलेट लोग खाते हैं, उसमें से एक इंडिया में बनी हुई जेनेरिक टैबलेट खाते हैं। सारी दुनिया में 6 टैबलेट खाते हैं, उसमें एक इंडिया में बनी हुई जेनेरिक मेडिसिन खाते हैं, और अमेरिका में 4 में 1 टैबलेट खाते हैं। ये इंडिया में जेनेरिक मेडिसिन बनी और दुनिया में जाती है। मैं एक बार पार्लियामेंट के फ्लोर पर दिखा रहा था कि व्हाट इज जेनेरिक मेडिसिन एंड व्हाट इज ब्रांडेड मेडिसिन। कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है। आपने ग्लास पानी लिया, 1 लीटर पानी लिया आपने अपने घर से, तो उसकी प्राइस आप काउंट नहीं करते, या करते हैं तो भी बहुत माइनर हो जाती है। लेकिन वो बिस्लरी में हो गया तो 15 रुपीज़ का हो गया, एक्वाफिना में हो गया तो 25-30 रुपीज़ का हो गया। ऐसा ही जेनेरिक मेडिसिन, किसी ने उसके ऊपर ब्रांड नेम लिख दिया, पैरासीटामोल इट्स ए ड्रग्स, काल्पोल लिख दिया तो ब्रांडेड हो गई, उसकी प्राइस बढ़ जाती है। हमारा उद्देश्य जन औषधि स्टोर चलाना इसलिए है कि जनता में जेनेरिक मेडिसिन के संदर्भ में अवेयरनेस आए, और उसका नतीजा ये निकला कि पहले देश में जो कंजप्शन होता था मेडिसिन का, उसमें केवल 2% जेनेरिक मेडिसिन का कंजप्शन होता था, आज वो बढ़ के 8% हो गया। इट्स 1। एक फायदा ये हुआ। दूसरा फायदा ये हुआ, पिछले 5 साल से मेडिसिन की प्राइस बढ़ी ही नहीं है, क्योंकि 7,500 जनऔषधि स्टोर सारे देश में चल रहा है। 25 लाख लोग पर डे मेडिसिन लेने के लिए जा रहा है। आपको 1000 में जो मेडिसिन मिलती थी वही मेडिसिन वहाँ 200 रुपीज में मिल रही है। सस्ती मेडिसिन, क्वालिटी मेडिसिन, अफोर्डेबल मेडिसिन मिल रही है जनऔषधि केंद्र के माध्यम से। आपका लास्ट क्वेश्चन कि क्या उसका प्राइवेटाइजेशन नहीं होगा? जी नहीं, ये प्राइवेटाइजेशन भी नहीं है और एकदम गवर्नमेंट के आधार पे भी नहीं है। हमने उसका ऐसा मॉडल डेवलप किया, देखो कोई भी आप में से भी कोई जनऔषधि स्टोर चालू करना चाहे तो एक फार्मासिस्ट होना चाहिए और नियम के अनुसार एक शॉप होनी चाहिए। और जब ड्रग्स इंस्पेक्टर आपको एग्जामिन करके सर्टिफिकेट दे देंगे कि ये लोकेशन आपका जनऔषधि स्टोर खोलने के लिए योग्य है और आप हमें अप्लाई कर दीजिए, तो हम आपको जनऔषधि स्टोर अलॉट करेंगे। जनऔषधि स्टोर पर जनऔषधि स्टोर चलाने वाले, चाहे प्राइवेट हो चाहे गवर्नमेंट हो, किसी को भी चलाना है 20% हम कमीशन देते हैं। वन थिंग्स। सेकंड, जनऔषधि स्टोर आपने खोल दिया, लेकिन शुरुआत में क्योंकि बहुत सस्ती है तो पर डे आपको 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 का ही सेल हुआ तो वाइबल नहीं होगा। तो हमने 3 लाख रुपीस तक पर मंथ 10,000 रुपीज हम आपको इंसेंटिव के रूप में सपोर्ट करते हैं, जैसे वो सस्टेन रहे और 1-2 साल में वो अच्छी तरह से फंक्शन हो जाए। हमारा बहुत अच्छा अनुभव रहा है और इसलिए ये स्कीम बहुत सक्सेसफुली चल रही है। मेरा आग्रह है कि आप भी जहाँ भी अवसर मिले जनऔषधि स्टोर पर जाइए, देखिए और उसका उपयोग करिए।
Number 9.
Sir, one minute.
Number
Here,
nine.
sir, one minute. Here, practically, the basic infrastructure is one of the important areas of concern for any production units. For that only the Prime Minister has given 400 crore for medical device parks, for 4 medical device parks. So the state and center, they can contribute something so that that park, it will make easier for the production unit or the manufacturer to do that. That is one. Second is production linked incentive. That is also for 6 years we are doing it. Thereby, they should feel that yes, if at all the cost of production is more, but still if I produce more and I can export, I can get the production linked. So these are the 2 areas of concern wherein we hope that at present 85% of medical devices are being imported for our country. For that reason, we want to see that our own production units should be geared up, they should be supported well. So this will gear up within a year or 2.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my question is regarding production link incentives. Could you take us through a specific timeline in which you will start announcing other companies who are on board as well? Because till now we've realized that of the 53 odd APIs that you speak of, hardly in the first phase you have sanctioned for 4 to 2 pharma companies, Aurobindo and KPL, and 1 more company. But so do you think that the timeline is on track, or will it take more time? And the other question is general apprehension about coming in for PLI, because first the companies have to put in their own money and also start greenfield investment from scratch. So if they already have a brownfield setup, they may not want to make another factory. So how do you address this dilemma of companies? What are the challenges?
Thank you for that question. Gives us an opportunity to clarify. So regarding the PLI for the APIs and KSMs and drug intermediates, you are right. In the first phase, we have approved for the 4 major APIs. The reason why that is significant is, as I mentioned, the 4 major APIs which we have approved will account for 50% of the total outlay in the scheme. So the scheme has an outlay of 6,940 crore. About 3,600 crore is for these basic ACA and penicillin, etc. APIs. So we have gone on, the 80-20 kind of principle and done that first. The others are coming up for our next meeting of the Empowered Committee. You might be aware that there's an Empowered Committee under CEO Niti Aayog. So we are planning to have that next week and get the others also done in the next tranche. So we hope to be able to dispose of the other applications by end of February. That's our planning. Regarding the challenges, I think there were initial challenges, but there was a very intensive round of feedback from the industry, and the department, with the approval of the Honorable MOS and the Honorable Minister, we revised the guidelines on 29th October 2020. And that is why we were able to get a very, I would say, for a first time for the sector. It's a scheme that's, it's a first time experience for the sector. We could get a very good round of applications, 215 applications by November 30th. The time period for disposal of the applications is 90 days, and we are well within the time period as of now. So So in the challenges, you spoke about the greenfield, brownfield. This was deliberated at length, and it was decided that greenfield investment are required to ensure that the objective of getting in new investments are also met. As you know, we have allowed new plant and machinery in existing premises. So it is not necessary that the company should go and look for a new piece of land or invest in a new industrial plot. It is also allowed if the new investment is made in the existing premises. Thank you.
102.
Hello, ma'am, this side. Just wanted to understand with regards to PLI for medical devices, how is that progressing and when are the announcements likely to come out? And also with bulk drugs and medical device parks. Now this scheme has been coming out and has come out like multiple times. Now, how is the interest this time, and when will we, which are the states that have shown interest in setting up medical device parks and bulk drug parks?
Okay, thanks a lot for that question. So I'll start with medical devices PLI. So as you know, the outlay for that is 3,420. We got the applications by end of November, 30th November. And we had 28 applications, as Honorable MOS has mentioned. There is a process by which they are scrutinized by our project management agency. And we have divided it into 2 tranches because it just becomes easier to handle it like that. So in the first tranche, we considered 16 applications, approved 9, and the total incentive that is approved is about 1,000 crore, a little over 1,000 crore. And in the second tranche, we are taking up the remaining 12 applications. That is again possible in February this year. This is how we have planned it. Regarding the bulk drug and the medical devices parks, we have got the applications. They were received from about, I think, 13 states have applied for the bulk drug park, and 16 have applied for the medical devices park. There also the initial scrutiny is already done. We, the PMA asked for some more information about utilities, viabilities, etc., and that is now being examined.
There will be very transparent selections will be there. There is in the minds of the people that whether it will be influenced by some minister or somebody else and all that. Nothing of that sort. A clear policy has been made, and what all infrastructure benefits that needed by the state government, how they are providing, each will be, their merits will be considered and marks will be put, and on that only that committee will finally select the states where these parks will be established.
Last question, 15.
सर मैं पवन हूँ दैनिक भास्कर से। सर 53 टाइप्स ऑफ जो API है जिसके लिए हम पूरी तरह से ऑलमोस्ट चाइना पे डिपेंडेंट हैं, तो क्या उसके लिए भारत ने कोई टारगेट तय किया है कि हम इस साल तक जो है वो हम टारगेट अचीव कर देंगे? अगर उसका कुछ आउटलाइन बता पाएँ आप।
सही बात है। 53 API आइडेंटिफाई इसलिए किया है कि ये 53 API ऐसे है कि कई मेडिसिन में इंडिया में फॉर्मुलेशन में उसका यूज़ होता है, और नॉट ओनली फॉर चाइना, अदर कंट्रीज से हम उसके पर डिपेंडेंट थे, और 80% से ज़्यादा हम API को इंपोर्ट कर रहे थे। ये स्कीम पूरी हो तब तक हम 70% तक अचीवमेंट एपीआई का इंडिया में ही कर लेंगे और तब तक हमारी और क्षमता बिल्ड हो जाएगी। तो हमारा लक्ष्य है कि अगले 7 साल में हम ये 53 एपीआई में सेल्फ सफिशिएंट हो जाएंगे।
Thank you very much, sir. I thank on behalf of the PIB and friends, thank you very much.
इंकलाब टीवी चैनल यदि आपको पसंद आता है तो इसे लाइक कीजिए, कमेंट कीजिए और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलिए।